So it is November 29th. We're about 7 days out from the shop opening and things haven't gone exactly how we wanted. So today I'm just gonna give you a proper, honest update about everything that's been going on. I'll catch you at the shop. So when we first took this unit on, we thought we'd be moved in here within a month or two and open and trading, and obviously that didn't happen. There were so many delays, it's actually unbelievable. So we had our offer accepted around the end of May, and even that caused us some delays. It took weeks of back and forth between us and the estate agent, signing different papers, and we finally got the keys around the end of July, I think it was. So genuinely like a month and a half after we put in the offer, which was already just so long. I'm not sure how long retail rental unit deals are supposed to take and how long they should go through, but a month and a half just felt like such a long time when there was literally no business in here. We'd have the offer accepted and we were signing everything as it came through. Then strangely enough, the day that we actually picked up the keys, me and Luke were in here and I was filming this very video right here when a couple of builders walked past, noticed that we were inside, and they knocked on the door. And it turned out that they were shop fitters, so it kind of felt like a stroke of luck for us. So we had to walk around the shop with them, we told them our plans and what we wanted to do with the place, and they gave us a rough quote on the spot, which is what I talked about in this video. Now, it is worth noting that we didn't accept the quote on the spot. We did actually do some shopping around with other builders and shop fitters, but the problem that we were finding was a lot of them were so booked up that they wouldn't be able to get started until August time, and we wanted to open the shop ASAP, and we thought if we get people in here in August then it's going to take too long, we're not going to open in time, which is absolutely hilarious looking back at now. And to be fair, the price that they gave us, I know a lot of you in the comments said that we were getting ripped off. It was actually one of the lower quotes that we received out of, I think we went to like 4 or 5 different people, and they were one of the lowest people that we received. So with the idea of time and budget in mind, these guys seemed like the perfect people for the job. Now, everything started off pretty well. They started off by doing a complete rip out of everything in the shop and taking out all the unnecessary walls that we had up here at the front and down at the back, ripping up the horrible floor that was left here when we came in, and finally taking out all of the built-in units that we just didn't really have any use for that was left here by the previous tenants. So we'd actually known from the start that we were going to be able to get the actual flooring done by a friend of the Graded Gallery Birmingham, and we knew that we were going to get it for a price that probably wouldn't be beaten by anyone else. So we initially said to the builders, look, don't worry about the floor, do the rip out, but the actual flooring that's going down, leave that to us. We're going to get that done by someone else. We did also get them to do us a quote as well, just in case they weren't able to come in and fit the floor. We'd kind of have a fallback option because we really thought we were going to be opening within 6 weeks. Long story short, they gave us a quote. We weren't massively happy with the price, and we just said, look, don't worry about it. We're going to get our guy in, just leave the floor. And that is when the red flags started to come out. So the builder started to tell us that basically, if we didn't get the floor done in the next couple of days, they were going to start billing us a day rate for all of the days that they didn't work in the shop. Their argument basically was they were putting off other jobs so that they could come here, do the job for us within 6 weeks, and us not doing the floor essentially meant that they couldn't put up stud walls and they couldn't do any of the electrical work, which sounds even more stupid now that I'm saying it out loud. So for genuinely like days and days, no work would be getting done in the shop. Until we finally called them and basically just said, why are you not here? Why are you not doing any work? We pretty much had to tell them that they could get on with the stud wall and they could get on with the electrics without the flooring being down. We checked in with our flooring guy and he basically said, I don't understand why they're not working. That doesn't affect the job I'm doing. It doesn't affect the job they're doing. So eventually they did get on with the job again, but now we were weeks behind where we wanted to be. To make matters worse, I would regularly visit the shop throughout the week, obviously to film these YouTube videos to keep you guys up to date. And I would go in most days during the week and there would just be no one here and nothing had been done, which has caused problems not only for obviously the shop not being open, but with this YouTube as well. There has been weeks that go by where I'm sat with Luke, I'm sat with Albie, and I'm like, what do I make a video on? There is nothing that's changed. I remember being so embarrassed as well because I invited my family up here to come and visit the shop for the first time. And for those of you that don't know, I used to live about 3 hours away from where the shop is actually based. So I moved from Brighton down to Rugby to come and open the shop here. So I had my mum, my dad, my niece, my nephew, my brother-in-law and my sister all come down to come and see the shop. I'd already pre-warned them that the place looked a bit rubbish. It was just after the rip out, and I let them know as well, there's going to be builders there. They're probably going to be working. We might not be able to stay for very long. And it was like 11 a.m. on a Thursday. I hadn't been there all week. I turned up here at the shop, and I swear nothing had been done all week. The last time I visited the shop was on the Sunday, the weekend previously, and quite literally no one had even unlocked the door to come into the shop within those 4 days. So for them to say that we were taking money out of their pocket and that they weren't able to do other jobs was just ridiculous. They'd also just do weird and actually dangerous things too. My niece and nephew, both young kids, were obviously running up and down the shop. Like, they're so excited. And my new builder noticed that they had left the front of the fuse box off. Like, they'd taken the box off of the fuse box and just thrown it on the floor and left it like that, which actually had meant that all of the copper, I don't know how to explain this properly, but all of the copper was essentially exposed on the fuse box. And if anybody had touched that fuse box, they would have been thrown to the other side of the wall. There is an insane amount of electricity coming from that fuse box, and it was just left completely exposed. Now, I don't know if you've ever met a 5-year-old kid, but they quite like picking things up. They like touching things. It literally could have been fatal if anyone touched that, which is mad because I don't even think any of them were allowed to touch the fuse box in the first place. I don't think any of them were electricians or anything like that. So yeah, basically they would come in for a few hours a week at best, do a little bit of work and just go home. The funniest part is probably the final part of the job that they never even did, which was the front door. I'll flash a picture on screen of the front door that they bought and wanted to put on the front of our shop. I mean, what is that? What is that? As a final update, we paid for the door. The door isn't on. We never received the door. I don't know where this door is. I don't really want it anymore, but it's more the fact that we paid for it and we've just never seen it, which I guess is quite similar to their working style as well. So to cut an incredibly long story short, we found a new builder. Funnily enough, is actually the same guy that came in to do the flooring, Youssef. He's a great guy. He normally comes down after he's done genuinely an entire day's work, or maybe on a weekend or something like that, and just does it in his free time. And what's funny is I've actually seen this guy do more work in the last few weeks than I saw the builders do in the months or however long they were even here for. And if all of the last few weeks of work just happened back in July, August time, we probably would have been opened in like September. So to give you a very quick recap of everything that's gone on in the shop, we've been getting on with the card walls, which is what these massive things are behind me, and they are a bit daunting to say the least, but they are going to look really good when they're finished. So it's basically built out of essentially 2 cabinets. So we've got this bottom cabinet and then also the top cabinet, and then each one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves in it, and each shelf has this little lip which basically lets you put single cards. We can put graded cards in there. There's even room for things like sealed product as well, maybe some more of the higher end stuff we can put in here, because these will have glass on the front as well. They are in this quite pasty white color at the moment. This is just the prime coat. They're going to be painted black, and yet they will have the glass sliding doors that we can lock over the front as well. What's really cool as well is that up here there is a little tiny gap left at the top and also just under here as well that you can't really see. But we're going to have an LED strip light going along there and along this part here. So there'll be a glass cabinet here and here, both completely LED lit as well. So I'll add some really cool lights to the front of the shop. So yeah, the rest of that is getting done tomorrow, which is Sunday. And yeah, excited for that because we've been talking about this card wall for a long time, and now it is actually a physical thing that we can see. Although it's not finished, it will look so good when it is finished, so that is really exciting. Then outside the shop as well, for any of you locals that walk past, we finally have the sign up, and it actually looks amazing. I'm so happy with it. I didn't think it would come with this massive like navy graded gallery blue panel behind it. I thought we were just going to paint that and kind of stick the letters to the sign, if that made sense, but it actually comes on this entire panel, which is so cool. I do wish it went up a little bit earlier. The amount of people that have walked past and they've stopped and they've looked at the sign and they've thought, oh, I wonder what's going in there. We've also had a handful of people walk past and be like, no, this is the new card shop that's opening up, and it just makes such a difference having the sign on. So yeah, I'm over the moon with that. It looks so good. For anyone that's walked past as well, you may have caught our magic trick that we did. So we did paint the outside of the shop a blue color for a couple of days. Some people took some snaps of it. That has been magically changed to a grey colour, and I got to admit it looks a lot better in that grey as well. But that is now all done. So the front of the shop is complete, ticked off, which is a massive relief. That's really cool. So we're now basically just waiting for delivery of things pretty much. So once this is done, the delivery of the glass will go onto here. So that will complete this. We've also got the slat shelving up. So we're waiting for acrylic shelving to go up on there, some hooks, maybe some baskets, things like that. And yeah, just final touches really. I know it still looks very empty. When we do have the slat shelving up and we have products in here, it will be a completely different shop. So yeah, we are nearly there. I can't believe it's taken this long. So finally onto what you're probably all here for, let's be honest, and it's finding out the reason for the delay in the shop. It's been nice to catch you guys up on why it's taken us so long. Genuinely, the idea was to have this shop open in like July, August time. It's now December, it's dark at like 4 p.m. and it's nearly Christmas. It's just been such a ball ache getting everything done, to be completely honest. So the reason that we're not opening on the 6th of December anymore is actually pretty simple. We don't have a shutter installed on the outside window and we literally cannot open without it. Security, for obvious reasons, is a non-negotiable for this kind of store. That's the reason why we've got no stock in here. And in all honesty, the extra time might be a bit of a blessing in disguise. This week has been an absolute nightmare trying to get everyone in one place to get all the rest of the work finished. It gives us a little bit of extra time to get a little bit more polished in here, actually get a really nice plan for opening day so you guys can come in and actually have a good time in here too. It is annoying and it's pretty sad as well, but honestly at this point, given what I've told you today, I'm pretty numb to all these delays, to be honest, but I would rather open once and it be amazing than to open and it be a rush and it not be up to scratch and disappoint everyone. So the new official opening date for the shop is Saturday, the 13th of December. Gives you guys a little bit of time to come in and shop right before Christmas. And next video, I'm actually gonna be showing you the stock that we are gonna have for the shop, because we'll have a shutter on, we'll have all our security done, and I can actually go through what we'll have for sale. There is so much stuff. So if you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the sub button down below so you can stay up to date with our entire journey. Apologies for this video taking so long. I've just been so busy recently. I haven't uploaded in like 2 weeks. I haven't done that for so long, but things are definitely looking up. So I'll catch you in the next